Hi, folks. I'm at Craighead Forest Park, and the trash can says City of Jonesboro. I believe this is a city park. I found it not with Google Maps, but with the Dirt, that app, DYRT. It's a pretty decent app. It doesn't always find a campsite for you. The Google Maps doesn't always find a campsite for you either. But between the two, I'm doing okay. This is a city park, very busy. Uh, it's a big park. This lake, eh, just looking at it, it's maybe 10 acres. Uh, there's trails all around. There's a RV camping over there. I think it's like $25 for an RV hookup. The tent site is $10, and I just had a hot shower here. You got that restroom over there is flush toilets. A little bit further, I can walk over there, and there's a restaurant that's got flush toilets and hot showers. Uh, getting a campsite with a hot shower for $10, I think that's the cheapest I've ever gotten. Uh, but this is my 10th or 11th day. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember. On the road, uh, and the way I'm doing this is I'm using Google Maps, and I have avoid highways and avoid toll roads checked. And that can still put me on some pretty big roads. You can still get on 4 lanes with 60 mile an hour. So you got to check the state laws and see what you're allowed to be on and what you're not if you're only going 35 miles an hour. But I crossed. I'm in Arkansas. I I crossed the Mississippi River uh, close to Wycliffe, Kentucky. There's a good barbecue place there. Hillbilly, Kentucky Hillbilly Barbecue. I stop there pretty much every time I go past that, when I cross that bridge. I knew I'd be able to cross that bridge, and it's either 20 or 25 miles an hour, and it's a 2 lane. And I see people with these big RV rigs on there, and I have no way I would want to cross that bridge because there are 18 wheelers going across there too. Uh, but I crossed that bridge and I got into Missouri. And I spent the night in Missouri last night at a wildlife management area. But I had been navigating by saying that I was bicycling, and that worked really well in Kentucky. Get into Missouri and you don't want bicycling checked. I found that out the hard way. And it may not have made any difference. I don't know, based upon where I wanted to go. But all of the time I was in Missouri, it wasn't all the time, but just a whole lot of the time I was in Missouri, I was on gravel roads. And, you know, occasionally doing a mile or so on a gravel road's not bad, but I don't want to do 30 miles on gravel. Uh, so whenever I left the campsite this morning, I turned the map off, turned it back on, and I didn't check do bicycle. And I did okay getting here. This is Jonesboro, Arkansas. And I got on some pretty some pretty big roads, but I wasn't in any traffic to speak of at all. So it was a nice ride. Uh, the machine's working well. My little Honda Ruckus is just humming along. It doesn't much care for low speeds. And I think that's those rollers. I can feel it doing that uh, when it's trying to get up to speed. Once I get up to about 20 miles an hour, it smooths out, and I can, uh, since I'm out of the mountains now, I can get out. I got out of Appalachia, and I'm uh, in Missouri and Arkansas. It's just a whole lot flatter, or where I've been so far. I know there's mountains or small mountains here. Get over into the Ozarks and around Branson, and it's crazy over there. Uh, but I'll work through that. Uh, it was a little cool this morning. It's been starting off in the 50s, and it's usually in the 50s before I get out of camp. Um, Sometimes it's in the 40s at night, and then it's going up into the 80s during the day. So this is just perfect riding weather as far as I'm concerned. Anywhere from 50 up to about 85 is the temperature I like for being out on two wheels. I'd much rather dress for it and dress up and be warm. But it's going well. I'm uh, 1,300 and something miles so far. Oh, I think it was about that. I checked a little bit ago. I just don't remember. And to get to see my daughter, I'm heading towards Joe Pool Lake, campground at Joe Pool Lake, which is south of Dallas Fort Worth, and it's about 550 miles or something like that. And I can easily do 100 miles a day without a problem. The distance that I go each day, I try not to do any more than 150. And I think tomorrow I may even be doing 85. But somewhere I I want to do at least in the 80s, and I'd rather not do any more than 125 really. And so the way I'm navigating is I've got this route on Google Maps, and it shows me how to go from wherever I'm at to this campground around Joe Pool Lake, and it avoids the interstates with the settings I've got. I will look at that map, and then I will see about where I think will be around 100 miles down the road. I'll turn that map off and then start plotting to get to that target area. And so I'm not laying out the whole map all at once, or I'm not trying to follow the whole map at once. Um, that way I can go in there and do searches for local campgrounds, and it works out better for me if I just try to map what I want to do today and not have the whole thing sitting out there in front of me. Uh, and it's not making a whole lot of difference on the mileage. A little bit. I'm I haven't gotten down to the point where I could have crossed the river at Memphis if there was a very kind gentleman that offered to trailer me across the Mississippi River at Memphis, and I was already set up to be uh, heading north, and then that bridge didn't work out, and I headed even further north. But uh, I've almost got back down to where I was a couple of days ago, uh, at least as far as kind of level with Memphis. I'm still a little further north of that, but I'm in Arkansas now, so all's well. Uh, the ride's going well. I'm sore. uh, I would really like to get a sheepskin uh, to put on the seat of my scooter, um, and I found one on Amazon. They should have them at a motorcycle shop, but I just, that I'm not sure where. I don't want to make a whole bunch of phone calls trying to find one. I found one on Amazon. I'd love to buy one from a local place, but I haven't had any luck finding with a search anyone that sells sheepskin. But I found one on Amazon, but I can't really predict where I'm going to be far enough out to match their delivery dates because right now their delivery dates are about a week out. I don't know where I'm going to be in a week. Uh, anyway, uh, I'm eating, I'm trying to get one hot meal a day. And so far, that might be a breakfast or it might be a lunch. It hasn't been a dinner because I want to be at a campsite long before dinner time. Because I want to be set up by 4 o'clock at the latest. Um, you know, 2:30, 3 o'clock is even better because I get up pretty early. I'm usually up before the sun comes up most of the time, and I'll be on the road by oh, the latest I think I've left is like 9 o'clock. So to do 100 miles on the Ruckus, if I stay at it, that's that's 3.5 hours of riding. And on that little scooter, that's enough for me. I'm pretty beat up by the end of the day, or by the end of the ride. But anyway, it's going well. Uh, I'm, as far as I can tell, the machine's hanging in there. I'm not having any problems with it, so I feel pretty confident that it will last for the entire ride. And I'm pretty sure I had scoped it out at uh, about 3,600 to 3,800 miles, and it's going to be more than that. I can tell already, just because of that detour I had to make to get across the Mississippi River. Uh, when I go back, I will be going back across those same bridges. You actually cross two rivers if you do the one at Wycliffe. People refer to it as the Cairo, Illinois bridges. So I rode in Illinois. I probably wasn't supposed to. I didn't check the rules. I'm sure there's a rule against it. Uh, I guess I shouldn't be so harsh, but so far it's Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, and now Arkansas on this trip that I've been on so far. It's fun. It's an epic adventure.